Hello and welcome to another Skaredcast tournament in review. This weekend I'm going to the Dallas Open and I'm going to be playing my Drukhari in at least 8 rounds of Warhammer 40,000 on my road to the top of the ITC. Let's dive in.
The Dark King.
Hello everyone and welcome to the tournament in review. I'm going to be going to the Dallas Open this weekend. Now, the way this works, if you've just tuned in for the first time, I'm going to pick a list. I'm going to show you the list. I'm going to talk about it. We're going to go to the event. We're going to play all the rounds. I'm going to recap everything. And then we're going to come back and I'm going to talk to you about what I learned, what I would change, and a variety of different things to sort of like teach you a little bit about building a competitive list, how to play it, mentality at an event, things that you need, and hopefully you get something from this experience. So let's dive into the list before we get started, and then we go to the event. We'll come back to the studio. Huge shout out to the channel Patreons and Dan from the Red Dragon, without whom this journey is not possible. Make sure you check them out. The links will be down below. And there's a really cool special limited offer discount code for the Red Dragon online store, so stay tuned for that later in the video. We begin with 2,000 points of Drukhari. Now, this is a Reaperless Wager list, aka a Reapers Wager detachment with no Harlequins. I've had a lot of fun developing this list. I've played quite a few games with it, and it's time to take it to a GT, to a major, to a big 250 plus person event to test its mettle and see if it can stand up in the best competitions. The only thing I'm changing to my normal Reapers Wager list is I've added a bomber instead of my Harlequin brick. So I normally have an 11 strong Harlequin brick with a Shadow Seer and the Deep Strike. However, I couldn't get the models ready in time, which means a bomber it is. I guess it wouldn't be a Drukhari Skari list without the bomber. And we're still trying to make it 300 points because it's not expensive enough yet. I'm kidding, of course. But let's go into the list. I've got Archon Skari with the Art Raider enhancement to give him and his Transport Scout. I've got Lilith Hesprax, Drazar the Master Blade, Urian Rakarth himself, and a Beast Pack Master as my characters. A 10 strong unit of Hellions, 10 Cabalite Warriors, 10 Witches, 3 Venoms. 2 of them will split up the Cabalites and the Witches, and the Incubi, the 5 Incubi will go in the third one. 2 units of 5 Mandrakes, 2 units of 5 Scourge, 1 with Dark Lances, 1 with Haywire, 2 Chronos with the upgraded Vortex, 2 units of 3 Grotesques with Liquefy Guns, and there you have it. With the bomber, that's 2,000 points on the nose. The list itself is designed to be very flexible. It has lots of trading pieces that can go into the middle of the board and deny objectives, while at the same time having some good damage dealing pieces. Mainly the bomber, the Incubi, Lilith, the Hellions are the main damage dealers of the list. The Scourge are also, but they're a little bit swingy. And then you have a good amount of pieces that allow me to score points. The Chronos and the Mandrakes specifically, as well as the 2 units that I get from splitting the Venoms. The Cabalites, so 5 Cabalites with rifles and 5 just regular Witches. They tend to play late, press buttons, and score me points. Now, the Archon with the 5 Cabalites is designed to go up and sticky an objective in no man's land, or my expansion objective, or the middle if I go first. And if I go second, it's just a nice little firing platform that can hide in and out of a Venom throughout the course of the game. All in all, it is a very balanced list. So let's go to Dallas, let's play the games, and then we'll come back and see how I did. It's the lull before the storm. Everybody's just getting in, checking in. It's Thursday afternoon. I just went to get my registration badge. Pow! And I got my cards, which are going to be pretty much useless in a little bit. And the mission pack. Also a box of goodies. So quiet in the hall when nobody's here. And I already am really excited. There's lots of tables, good old Games Workshop tournament tables. I'm curious to see what the mission pack is. Seems very similar to the regular tournament pack that they did, even for WCW, so we'll see. And then it's 8 rounds of Warhammer 40k, at least. Maybe 9 if there's a shadow round. I'm really excited. Wish me luck. I decided to put my army out for paint judging. Even though when you come to a GW Open, they always judge your army, I've never put it out so folks can like take a better look at it. I feel like I did a lot of work on this army, especially with the Hellions, which are like all converted and kit bashed, and you know, I feel like I've done a lot of work with the army itself, so it'd be nice for the judges to get a really good look at the conversions, at the squad markings that I've done, and, you know, hopefully, I don't know, it's for best overall, so might as well, you know, gotta take a shot. So this is Dan from the Red Dragon, who's sponsoring my whole journey on the ITC this season, and we just got to our Airbnb, and of course, 2 Canadians at an Airbnb. What do we watch? Ice hockey. And here we are, folks are hanging out in the hole. It's a giant screen and everybody's just trickling in. We're looking forward to it. I've already run into Goat Boy and Don Hooson. Of course, Dan from Red Dragon and I were hanging out, and the Panthers annihilated the Hurricanes for anybody who was following the hockey at all. And we're just waiting for everybody to hang out. Then we've got the briefing, and we don't know who pairings are. One of the things about these GW events is they don't put pairings up until like 5 minutes before the round starts. So you don't really know who you're gonna play. It keeps you sort of like guessing, and it's always like that tension is very fun at a big event like this, I find. Round number 1, playing into Demons. That's right, regular Demon Detachment, Incursion, and it's gonna be super fun. I'm really looking forward to that as well. It's gonna be entertaining. Okay, so I ended up going first on Supply Drop. We'll see how that goes. Wish me luck. But now everything is ready to rock and roll. Look at that. Everybody's playing games. It's awesome. And that's game. I did lose by 8 points. It is a shame. I messed 2 big things up. Didn't kill a Bloodthirster when I had a chance with my Hellions. I decided to do something. I gambled to try kill a Beast of Nurgle with my last pain token on Scourge. They failed, which meant I had no pain token to kill the Bloodthirster with my Hellions. And then that cascaded, and he had end of turn. He was able, I did another gamble at the end to try stop him from really being able to hold the point. And then Be'lakor missed, hit with everything, wounded with everything, killed all the beasts. And I wasn't able to get Cleanse or Storm Hostile at the end of the game, which then flipped the game. 58 to 50 points. What a wild ride. I did great until it didn't. Well, that's it. Now it's all for fun. Second round, I'm playing against Space Marines, some White Scars. They look really, really cool. I did end up going first again. This time it's Scorched Earth, though, and Table Quarter deployment, so the deployment's better for me. The mission's much better for me than the last round. Oh, that last round did sting a little bit, but it was well played, and I did make a couple mistakes that came to bite me in the butt. Other than that, I'm having a ton of fun so far going into basically the second round. This stream, by the way, is awesome. They have like the mission up, they've got the stream playing, they're painting the brand new Saturnine Horus Heresy stuff like live, but there's pros like Golden Demon painters painting, and they're streaming it. It's really cool. This has been a fantastic venue, and it's really nice what they've been doing. Round number 3, I'm playing Stone, some Space Marines. Look at that. It's a Ballistus on skates. That's so exciting. Playing the Ritual on layout 8. I did win my last game against the Space Marines. So now, more Space Marines. Space Marines for our days, everybody. I'm gonna do my Scouts because I'm going first again. And then after this, food. I'm so freaking hungry. Okay, let's do this. End of the game. I did end up playing and winning against the Space Marines. It was a fantastic game against Stone. I was able to make like a big ritual line. It's Hammer and Anvil. He made a ritual, but I was able to get into his ritual, and he wasn't really able to get to mine. And it was a battle of 4-ups into 4-ups. 4-up Feel No Pain from a 4-up invul save shouldn't be a thing in this game. Uri and Rakarth just did it way too many times, and so did Calgar. Yeah, that was it. They were in the middle, just rolling force into force. Like, the amount of damage reduction is insane. But with that, it is a great end of the first day. Now we're going to go get food and come back tomorrow for another 3 rounds of Warhammer. Round number 4. Look, my voice is already going away. Getting to play against New World Eaters, Berserker Warband, Lynchpin, Fog of War, on layout number 6. I think this is 6. Anyway, it's going to be really fun. 3 Forge Fiends, a couple of Rhinos filled with Berserkers, a Demon Prince. I'm going first again. So let's see what happens. Wish me luck. Okay, so round number 4, I did end up winning against the World Eaters. There was a clutch moment where he failed to kill the bomber, had 1 wound left, and so the bomber picked up both units of 10 Berserkers, essentially one turn, one the second turn, And that was sort of like the game because I was able to go first, pin him in his zone, and score lots of primary while just forcing him to just commit to the middle. So with that, 3-1 so far as we move into the... Oh yeah, they've got like freaking all the cool stuff up there. It's awesome. So that's 3-1. Okay, so now I'm in the 3-1 bracket. So now I only get to play other players that up to now were 3-1 for the next 4 rounds of the event. 2 more today, 2 more tomorrow. Round number 5, I get to play Cosmic from the Discord, one of the Patreons for a long time, supported me for a long time. He's got to play his Inari, which he's been crushing it with. They're bubblegum Inari. We're playing Terraform. I went first. It's definitely a pretty insane game right off the bat. Thank goodness for the Beast Pack. It's like the only thing that's like really kind of putting a wrench in everybody's plans. But we'll see what happens. Other than that, I'm really happy to be playing Cosmic. And yeah, that's, man, it was the top cut. I did not know this. I thought it was the top 16 was 34 for 32 players. And I ended up in 34th place, which means I missed out on top cut by 2 places. It is sad, but it is what it is. With that, though, we still have this game and then another 3. So lots of Warhammer to play. End of the game. Oh, we ended up having to pull a chess clock because we kind of ran out of time. But we were having such a great technical game. I went first. And then there was a pivotal moment in the game when Cosmic's big brick of Warlocks and Ivrain charged into Uri and Rakarth, left him alive with 1 wound. He killed the Vizark in combat, and then they lost their fights first, and then Hellions that were all the way over there ran all the way to the middle, and then the whole unit got piled on by 10 Hellions, Lilith, and Drazar that made a really long charge to finally kill Ivrain in the big break, and that allowed me to win by 4 points. It was so close, and Jared actually pulled his Incarn and got a secret mission at the end for a full 20. Oh man, what a wild ride that was. Anyway, that was a fantastic game. On to 1 more round. My brain is fried. We'll see what happens. And then food, because I'm freaking hungry. Round number 6, end of the day. I'm playing against Lions, and I'm playing against Stefan, who all the way from Team Austria. Yeah, that's right, from the WTC, came all the way down just to play me, which is exciting, out of a 300-person tournament. We're playing Burden of Trust. I'm going first. We just scouted our stuff up. And now we get to play some games. Okay, round number 7, playing against Custodes. Again, this is all Alaris Terminators, though. Tons of Alaris Terminators on Purge the Foe. I did go second, which is really helping me control the pace of the game. And just basically trying to take out the whole table. I did win my last game by 4 points. It was very, very close. And now this game and 1 more. And then that'll be 8 rounds. I'm so tired, but happy that I get to play Warhammer and having great fun times with great opponents as well. So shout out to everybody who I played so far. Last round, round 8, playing against Knights, against Dick and his Knights. They're awesome. Golden ticket holder here. It's gonna be a good game. Taking hold, I went first. It is Hammer and Anvil, which is very, very interesting. Didn't kill that one little Helverin turn 1, but it's going to evolve into a very interesting match, which I'm really looking forward to. Right now, we're just playing cat and mouse for the first couple of turns until it devolves into madness. I love it. Okay, so wish me luck. Let's do this. And that is game. Oh, huge shout out to Banff. That's right, the team. That was great. Had a fun time. Did end up winning. So that's my first Dallas Open. And I went 7-1. Wow, what a crazy, crazy time. So let's go back to the studio. Dan from Red Dragon for sponsoring me. And I actually did better than him this time.
Yes, you got me this one. I won.
That's right.
I know.
And now back to the studio.
And there you have it, 7-1. I won my bracket. That's right. So in the bracket system, the top 32 were the championship bracket, so they went to compete. I was 34th place at the split. I was 2 spots away from making it into the championship bracket. It's heart-wrenching, but it is what it is. So I had to put my head down and just play 7 more games of 40K after that first round loss. A huge shout out to all my opponents. I had an absolute blast. It was super, super fun. Now, something fun we're doing for all of you. is the Red Dragon, who has been sponsoring the travel, the trips, the entry fees to my ITC run, is doing a cool discount code for you for watching and hanging out and following these tournament reviews. So you're going to be using the one-time code Skari does Dallas, and you're going to put it in at checkout on the online store of the Red Dragon for $5 off with each $50 purchase, as well as a variety of different things. So the link will be down below. The code is down below. It's valid until this Friday. So if you want to use that, check it out. And of course, that helps the Red Dragon help me help them. So if you would like to help me continue to do this and help the store and support the sponsorship that we have going on, that is a great way to do it. Well, I got a bracket champion diploma. It looks pretty cool. It's printed. It's going to go up on the trophy rack. It's neat. So let's take a look at the list and what I learned. I did a whole write-up on the blog for the 8 different rounds that I played. So if you want to read a little update of basically how each game went, I'll put a link in the description and in the first pinned comment, as well as the code for the Red Dragon and other stuff like that, like the Patreon and all that good stuff. So let's talk about the list. The list itself was fantastic. I really enjoyed Reapers Wager. Now, the detachment is very versatile, but because of the stratagems, I think it really does help just in general. I used the Deny Overwatch stratagem and the lethal and or sustained hit stratagem almost every single turn, every single game. Those two are what makes this detachment tick, in my opinion. Now, that being said, the biggest thing that I was having issues with this list was pain token generation and pain token management. Now, what I find with Sky Splinter is the damage output of Sky Splinter is a lot higher. Lance, when you get out of a vehicle, makes everything really good at killing stuff in combat. Also, ignoring cover when you disembark from a vehicle makes all your shooting that much better at killing stuff in cover, which lowers saves, makes your AP more relevant. So on average, I'm finding with my Sky Splinter list, I will kill more things faster and get more pain tokens. With this list, it took me 2 to 3 games at the tournament level to really understand how to get pain tokens. It basically meant spending like 1 pain token like first turn on a Scourge unit, seeing if I got it back. And if I did, the second Scourge unit would get it. If not, I would keep the 2 pain tokens in my pocket. The other thing was making sure I tried to get Drazar to assassinate a character with his vicious execution to get the additional pain tokens. In the games where I was able to do that, or my Chronos just gave me a lot of refunds, I was really good with pain tokens. But in about 5 of my 8 games, I felt pressed for pain tokens in the first 3 turns of the game, more than I have ever felt with my Sky Splinter list, because I feel the court is super efficient with pain tokens. You put 1 on the court and it tends to bring you 1 in shooting, and then you can put 1 in combat and then get 1 back in combat. So it basically gets back what you put in. And I didn't find that as much with this detachment. The second aspect was the command points. I wanted to use every stratagem all the time. So one of the things I used a lot was, of course, Ignore Overwatch. So that's 1 CP. It was lethal and or sustained and shooting and or fighting. Sometimes I wanted to use advance, shoot and charge. And mainly it was to use rapid ingress on the Hellions to really get them into a good position. So those are the main ones that I used. And I felt that a lot of the time I wasn't scoring 2 or 3 of my secondary cards just so I could get more command points. And even though commands were great, I sort of had to give up a little bit of scoring in order to really get this list to tick. Another thing with this detachment is I'm not really using the detachment rule. There are 0 Harlequins. And even though it didn't really come up too much, I feel like I'd like to have some Harlequins. So let's take a critical look at the units. Every unit was awesome. I love the Grotesques for skirmishing. I love Drazar and the Incubi in this detachment for the +1 to wound. The Lilith is amazing. The Cabalites with the Archon are great. And then, of course, Venoms instead of Raiders in this detachment, because I don't have access to a stratagem that allows me to get back in like Wraith-like Retreat. The Hellions were a great hammer unit. Shooting, grenade keyword, and even killing tough stuff like Alaris Terminators or even a big knight from full wounds. The Beast Pack is a must-have for competitive play. Uri and Rakarth is an absolute monster. And 2 Chronos, Scourge, and Mandrakes are basically just all really solid choices. So, the only thing that really didn't fit in this list is my bomber. That's right, my lovely bomber. The thing about it was very good in 1 out of 7 games, and then the rest of the games, it came on, killed something, and just died. Now, in Sky Splinter, you have access to the 4-up invulnerable saving throw, the Night Shield, which keeps it alive, usually for that second activation. But in 5 or 6 of my 8 games, I got 1 shot, it didn't really do much, and then it just instantly died. So, I think that that's where the list would lack. So what do I put in instead of the bomber? Bye-bye bomber, and in comes the Shadowseer and a unit of Harlequins. Now, I do mean like a large unit of Harlequins, and this is usually 11 Harlequins with the Shadowseer. A unit I've been testing out a lot. I still need to finish up some of the Harlequin units themselves with just blades, 4 neuropistols, 4 fusions, and of course I need to switch out that pistol for neuropistol as well. But 11 Harlequins with a Shadowseer, and then giving them the Webway Walker enhancement to give them the Deep Strike keyword. They complement the Harlequins very well. At least they did in testing. They give me a Lone Up option, which is very good on a rapid ingress, and give me another hammer break that I feel would be more reliable than the bomber itself. At the same time, allowing something to give me a detachment rule. Will allow me to flip the wager back and forth and potentially increase my damage output that then will hopefully help me with the pain token generation problem that I was having. And that, I think, is what I might be testing next. I've got Edmonton coming up in a few weeks, and I'm really excited to put that to the test.
And there you have it. 8 rounds of Warhammer 40k, bracket champion with the Drukhari, and still learning tons of stuff. I cannot wait to see all of you or any of you at the different events I'll be going to. I've got the Edmonton Open, Tacoma, which are the 2 GW Opens. I'll be at the Ottawa teams. I'll be at Stutter Scrub. And then, of course, we've got WTC because I'm part of the Canadian national team. So we'll see you there as well. Other than that, I just want to give a huge shout out to the Red Dragon for sponsoring this ITC run. If you want to use that link, you've got until Friday to use that, and then all the information is down below. And a huge shout out to the channel Patreons, as well as the Tabletop Forge, where I have my cool little studio here, without whom I couldn't do what I do. Huge shout out to all of you, and I hope you learned something. I can't wait for the next one. I've been Skari, your grateful host, signing off until next time. Skari out. The Dark Kin. Bye, everybody.